We finna dive in. Hey y'all, it's your girl Stephanie. This is Wrestling Color Podcast right here on YouTube. Make sure you thumbs up the video. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. Make sure you check out my other podcast, Shit the Sugar Podcast, which is politically and pop culture conversation from a black woman's perspective geared towards the black community, like wrestling and color is, right? That's why you're here. Representation matters. Okay, small fee helps a sister out to do other things and spread that little fee around. So anyway, check it out. No pressure. So what we here talking about? So AEW heels, Brandi Rhodes. Now, if you've listened to my other podcast, I'm pretty sure you are aware that Brandi Rhodes has rubbed me raw at this particular point. Um, I think Brandi Rhodes, I don't know her personally, so I'm just going to guess is a nice person or may be a nice person, but she isn't personable at all. And the way she interacts with her followers is very conducive in that. Is if there's something you don't want to talk about, you need to know how to shut that down with professionally. If someone asks me a question, let's say they say, "Well, Stephanie, what's your bra size?" and I don't feel like telling you, I'm saying, that's really not any of your business. So let's keep it pushing to something else. She just like goes off and says dumb shit in order to kind of throw the onus on you when you're asking her a valid question about what AEW said they were going to do a year ago and they have failed to do it. In my eyes, it's been a failure of inclusivity and representation, especially in the women's division. Okay? It's been a failure. Brandi Rhodes so far has had two situations. She failed one with the Nightmare Collective. Then she came back and did the Nightmare Family, and she is like a caddy to Dusty Rhodes and the other guy, I forgot. And now she's in a tag team with the Bunny. I don't know her name. I'm still, they said she left the Bunny's not with the Butcher and the Blade because she got turned on by Dustin Rhodes' partner in the Nightmare Family. I don't fucking know. And then she also caddies her husband, Cody Rhodes, when he comes out and does his thing. Which I'm a little bit annoyed with that because are you just gonna beat everybody in the fucking roster? Why you couldn't give the belt to the dude from the goddamn tag team? I'm trying to understand what exactly Cody Rhodes is doing with this TNT title. It's wearing me kind of thin. I feel like Scorpio Sky would have been a great person to get the belt, especially in this climate, if you all are riding this wave of social justice. But okay, that's not what we're here for. So Brandi Rhodes came up with this grand fantastic idea called AEW Heels. She claims it's a community of inclusion for women who need a safe space to talk wrestling, right? And when she introduced this, I was just like, whatever, because I'm gonna talk wrestling where the fuck I want to talk it. Like I'm in wrestling groups with men on Facebook, and I have no problem telling somebody who says something stupid to shut the fuck up and keep it pushing. But everybody isn't as I guess direct as me. If I like football and you talking shit, I'm going to tell you shut the fuck up and explain to you why you wrong. And that's what we do. But wrestling, as with all sports in America, is an undercurrent of racism and the good old boys network. And then you have to navigate that if you're trying to enjoy it. It's no different than the video game world. A bitch can't get on the video game and have a good time without, getting called the N word or a bitch or whatever the case may be. And don't be good at gaming because you really finna get, ran down. So she said AEW Heels is a new community for the women who love wrestling, the female forward movement. Led by Brandi Rose and the star of AEW's women's division, is designed to celebrate and inspire our female fans around the world. AEW Heels is dedicated to making this the best time ever to be a female wrestling fan. But who you are and come Be who you are and come as you are because we are all going to come together as a community to change the world. All right. First of all, that's cute and everything, but I'm going to tell you now, wrestling is not as popular as we like to think, and I'm going to continue to say that. We think it's popular because we sit here and talk about wrestling and argue with each other all day. It's not as popular as you think it is. Okay, let's just be clear on that. Um, when you go to the AEW Hills website, you get that little message about what's going on. And then you go ahead and you say, yes, I want to join the Heels fan club. It's a fan club. I was a part of the Burger King Kids Club and the Fox 5 Kids Club in New York back in the 80s. And clubs are good and fun, especially this time during a pandemic. Like, I mean, you would think this was an annual thing. When shit like this happens, it's cool to have your clubs and stuff like that, just to kind of make people feel like they're still part of the fun and they're not really missing anything because they can't go to live shows and take pictures with their favorite wrestler or whatever the case may be. So when you say yes, I want to go ahead and join this fan club, I saw the price and it was $49, and then I said, okay, is this fucking $49 a month? No, it's annual, so that's a 1-year subscription. So I said, okay, cool. So 1 year, if I don't like it, I don't gotta re-up, whatever. The annual membership includes access to AEW Heels events, virtual meet and greets, special promotions, theme parties, and more. The secure space also enables the AEW Heels members to connect, learn, thrive, and together through shared passions for women's wrestling. Once you pay, that's it. There's no return policy. So that's it. That's all that's on the website. It's just a way to pay. That's it. And then, you know, when you click some things and it tells you what it's about. I need a wonderful union, and I already have an account, and you go ahead and you dive in, and I guess it's like Facebook or whatever. I don't know. So the $49 fee ruffled a lot of people's feathers because that's a lot of money. $49 for for a year subscription is a lot of money. That's a cell phone bill. That's a budgeted gas bill. Um, that's a lot of money, especially for people who right now aren't working and looking for escape. That's a lot of money. So I was listening to some podcasts, and it's not a lot of people gave their thoughts on AEW's heels yet, but they're streaming in. So one woman, a friend of mine on Twitter, gave me the link to listen to about 2 minutes of what they had experienced while in the Zoom. And so it was a free Zoom party, and everyone was asking questions and getting the 411. And when it was announced that it was going to be $49, I guess some of the Zoom members decided to take upon themselves and proceed to tell the ones who thought that was too much and they couldn't afford it that they were broke ass bitches. Now this is what's going to happen when you're in a group setting and you're not really scanning anybody, because anyone can fake a page and pay $50 and fucking troll. In the heels. It's not like she's, you know, giving a It's not like she's giving you a questionnaire and doing a back like a double check to make sure you're actually a woman and you actually like wrestling. That's not what's going on. What's going on is you pay $50, you come on in and do your thistle. So you might think it's a safe space, but ain't no telling who is in that space. Now it's a Zoom meeting, so naturally you'll be seen if you are in fact lying. So I don't know if anything was addressed after they had somebody said there was a hashtag broke bitches, and they felt terrible because they said that $50 was an issue for the minority women. That's just listen. $50 is a lot of money, and minorities, outside of white women, aren't in the best position to be dropping $50 on no bullshit, on no bullshit ass fan club, especially when the AEW's women's division is bullshit. It's bullshit. I watched when Brandi and her partner went over for that AEW tag team tournament, and it did nothing for me. I wasn't moved. I wasn't excited. I was just like, okay, Big Swollen Britt Baker. It's cute, but Britt Baker's she's broke up, so them two just gonna be scratching each other in the eyes until Britt is better to get up and get in the ring. And then you got your women's champion, who I don't know, maybe she can't speak English. She's not even in a program, and she's the women's champion. Now, from what I understand, Kenny Omega is over the women's division. I don't know why, and not Brandi, but okay, because like in the WWE, I thought Stephanie McMahon was over the women's division in terms of ideas and storyline in the background. No, Vince is, and it shows. When there's not a woman's touch, it shows. So I don't. Brandi is apparently more focused on charities. They got that sensory headphone thing for their live shows, and she's more promoting a supposedly inclusive environment. So when Brandi was on Twitter and she, made the announcement, Twitter did what Twitter do, and somehow she got ran off of Twitter, and Cody alluded that the N word was thrown. Now I said I'm gonna need a screenshot because you can't say four things while somebody screenshotting your shit. Now, if somebody call her a nigga, that needs to be screenshotted. That would have been screenshotted immediately. So I don't believe it until I see it. I don't. Sorry. Because that would have been screenshotted. Ain't no way the one time somebody called her the N word and no one got a screenshot. I still ain't seen it. So she left Twitter. And she said she left because right now there are other things that need her attention. She said she is focused on heels, which they had their first member-based event on the past Friday, and it was successful, and it was nice to come together in a community of women that really appreciated and enjoyed it. We had a really great time on Friday. It was nice to put that energy into that. She said her energy is also going into the women's tag team tournament. It has been a really nice weekend to put all my time and energy into what I want to be focusing on right now. Regarding the Heels Project, Rose was asked about recent fan feedback and if that affects her plans for what she wants the project to become. She said, I think the word of mouth on Heels is going to be the best thing for it. After the event on Friday, the word was positive. There was not a single person of the 200 and change people who showed up and said that I did not get what I expected or asked for. We want to keep the women excited and looking forward to different things. The plans are very much laid out for Heels. we got a course of action for the entire year. That course of action can change a little bit as the condition of the world improves, but I think for now we'll have plenty of events and virtual meet and greets and contests and cool things for these women, not just monthly but weekly. It's a cool thing to talk to each other and motivate each other and share their slices of life and just have fun, which is so much of what is missing in life. These are trying times and current events. If heels can be a bright light at the end of the tunnel for them, we're happy to do whatever it takes to do that. She continued, another thing for people to know out the gate is that heels is not ever going to be something I look to as super profitable thing. It's not intended to be. It's intended to be something they can count on and grow with and learn and get something out of. In order to run a multifaceted program like that, it costs money. It's not cheap by any means. It's not going to be a huge cash grab for AEW, but it's something fans will love and appreciate. It's worth all the work and effort. Not everything is a dollar. Some things are about what's right. Okay. Um if that's the case and it wasn't gonna make AEW any money, why not just 19.99 a month? I mean a year. It's a Zoom. Like I just don't. It's not like. Let me see how I could do this. If okay, $50 a month fan club should get you a nice introductory grab bag sent to your home, right? T-shirt, some stickers, a signed picture of your favorite wrestler, a commemorative AEW's Heels book with some, glossy photos of your favorite wrestlers and their promotional photos. Um, it should be, like she said, exclusive raffles and drives every week. Uh, it should be robust. I don't think a face to face Zoom and we chatting for an hour is robust. It's not like $50. You're gonna have your own chapter, your own heels chapter in your respective place, or you get like uh um when they come to your city, when they go live, they come to your city and you like it's just like it right now for what she's offering. $50 a month is too much for me. A year, it is. It's not like you're at some point you're not giving me nothing really for my money besides me coming into a chat room. That's it. And people do that for free all the time. It's nothing for, let's say, Roman Reigns to be like, yo, y'all, I'm doing a Zoom, come to Twitch. Like, people, fine example. She could have had, Brandi Rose could have been like, I'm on Twitch, y'all. We about to have this conversation. Come over to Twitch. You pay whatever the Twitch fee is, and we about to do it. Because wrestlers are doing that now. Zelina Vega, Xavier Woods, all of them on Twitch. All of these wrestlers got other revenue streams with small little amounts coming in. The same people got pissed off at Alexa Bliss for her $400 turning that man down are the same people who's going to get pissed off about $50 a month and all you doing is a Zoom meeting. Like, give me something I could feel. And I just don't think $50 a year is going to do it. It's just not. So I'm going to play a clip from someone who was there, and hopefully they don't mind, and who said it was very uncomfortable for them, and she made it seem like it's a good time. So let's see if I can get this to go. Here we go. Hold on.
In the community, and it became shaming as far as for those who couldn't afford it. And I don't know, I felt some sort of way about that because a lot of the people, and I hate to say it, but a lot of people that were saying had a problem with the price, they were minorities. And I understood that, being a minority all my life, and growing up in South Chicago, it was not the richest neighborhood. So this is me trying to figure out what I need to do with $50 is like a real situation for me all the time, and our friends. All our friends, when we talk about going to wrestling events, is $50, doable for you guys? I don't know. Maybe it is. So this is a conversation we've had with a lot of our friends. It wasn't new to us, but for some reason on the internet, it was. Like, how dare us get mad at a price to have wrestlers come in and talk to us? And I'm not saying they don't deserve to have a charge, because this is their time. This is a business, and I understand that. But when you create a safe space, I don't think a safe space should be charged. Because in reality, when people were coming online and talking about how good they felt, how empowered they felt, how refreshing it had just to have positivity in the room, that was beautiful. Because you don't see that a lot on social media. You don't see that a lot going on almost anywhere when it comes to liking a fandom or a genre of something. So when it came down to the price, it was heartbreaking to see the divide in the community and to see people not understanding it. So we had put out a video, Jack and my AEW friends, about our just viewpoints, and that generated a lot of conversation. And people who were on the other side, saying that it wasn't a lot of money, started to understand our side. And that's all we wanted to do. Like you said in the beginning of this conversation, we're not here to attack a company. We're not here to attack talent. We're just basically saying why something either doesn't work and how we thought maybe it could have been, a better solution. I'm sorry to ramble on with it, but it was so disheartening to see. And literally, somebody did hashtag broke a b, which I don't want to swear on your on your on your podcast, but yeah. So I'm basically a broke down person, according to somebody that went to the AEW heels on Friday. And
So this is the thing. This is the thing. And then I'm gonna get into Brandi. This is the thing. When you join a fan club, when you join sororities and fraternities, it becomes groupthink. It becomes a class. It becomes classist real quick. And then it's like, I got this, you don't got that. So you're missing out on something. And then you can't afford it, then you don't deserve it. Right? This is where Brandi may have missed the mark. Number two, if it's inclusive, then you, like I said, you could have just did the Zoom for free and then had all the little extras on the side, like a la carte. You know what I mean? Like Patreon tiers. Why didn't you just do tiers? If it's not giving you no money, why don't you say, all right, so you want to join the fan club? Boom, for $5, you can come in and hit the Zoom for like a 30-minute limit. For $10, you get the Zoom and you get a free T-shirt. For $20, you get the full Zoom, a free T-shirt, and you get to host that Zoom meeting. For $20, you are a host, and you going to like control the flow of the Zoom meeting and moderate. Like, you could have did all of that. You're not doing nothing spectacular. And you could have did that in Patreon. Like, Brandi Rose could be like, yo, come to my Patreon. I got some shit. And then she could have been focusing on that, bringing more eyes to AEW, and then having exclusive, interviews with wrestlers on her Patreon. You pay like $5 or whatever. Like, she's not, the thing is, heels isn't spectacular. It's nothing spectacular, and it's not going to be inclusive because the women's division isn't representative of what's being shown. You got a transgender woman and two black women. That's not a good representation of the women's division and what you're trying to push over with AEW's heels. It's never going to be inclusive because motherfuckers I cannot afford that. And that's just the same way. You want to go to the Super Bowl? If you ain't got $75,000, you ain't going. And they just be like, well, I don't know what to tell you. But it's like she gonna have to do something if she really wants to be inclusive and to include, and even WWE. $10 will get you some pay-per-views and some other quote unquote exclusive unlocks on the WWE network. Other than that, everything on WWE network is fucking free. And that's what's going to get people to go, oh, okay, free. So if I don't want to see, like SummerSlam coming up, that's gonna be $10. And if you got the email, you get it for free for 30 days. Get a feel of the whole shit. If you like it, boom. If you don't pay it, but you still got the WWE for free. You know what I mean? Because I like to watch Total Divas over and over fucking again, and it's free and Tough Enough, and all them fun shows that they got. And it's some gems on the WWE. Like the Usos got a documentary that's super cool. So also I want to say this. That's the WWE's heels. She needs to put some tears on it. And another thing about Brandi Rhodes, I also think the reason why people aren't receptive to this is the messenger. Brandi Rhodes isn't likable, and I'm just gonna be completely honest about it. She isn't likable at all. She if you come at her with something she doesn't want to talk about, she just completely shuts you down, and not in a good way. It's not like, okay, well, listen, today we're talking about, I don't know, we're talking about the women's champion right now. We'll talk about that at another time, okay? Just send in my inbox, like, say something. No, she'll just be like, well, I'm not dealing with that, and I don't have to deal with it. Let's talk about shoes. It's like, girl, no. You're the chief branding officer. No. You need to talk about this stuff, race, representation, because you all came out on that tip. If you just said we another promotion and we just finna be out here, I wouldn't even ask because I already know what I'm about to get. And so far, that's what I'm getting. Y'all got some good wrestling, but y'all really just out here. And Chris Jericho isn't doing y'all no favors, by the way, at the fuck all. Lord. Mm. So, um, so I think Brandi is impersonable. She isn't. I think she should do less talking and play more of the backdrop until she gets some type of media training. I don't know. She could cut up, she does her little promos and it's cute. And, I don't care for how she dressed. It's really bizarre to me. But, you know, it's just something about her that's off putting. Now, also, we can also say that I feel like Brandi does not want to be in that role of black woman renaissance. I don't think she wants to. I think Brandi wants to be, you know, I'm a woman and this is the position I'm in. She don't want you to constantly remind her that she's a black woman. There's some things expected from her. Um, I think in terms of social media, that's an open space, it's an open realm. If you're not going to be able to interact with your fans on social media, then yes, go ahead and disable it. I also think AEW Heels is a way for her to shield herself from social media because now she doesn't have to answer to anyone directly unless you pay $50. She doesn't have to explain shit to you unless you're gonna pay $50. Now she does have an Instagram, but the comments are restricted. So what I gather from Brandi Rhodes is AEW Heels is her safe space. Not so much as a safe space for all wrestling women of wrestling. It's her safe space. That's what I'm getting. Brandi Rhodes is tired of you all asking her questions about race, inclusivity, and the like. And so she has created a space for her and for her fans, or for people who could consider themselves wrestling fans, whatever you want to call them, to sit and schmooze, and no one has anything negative to say to Brandi Rhodes. That's what I think AEW Heels is. There you go. Period. Because honestly, half of this shit you could do for free, and there's no need for you to be charging people $50 for annually for none of it. And you have your little giveaways and T-shirts and stickers or whatever they're giving away. I see wrestlers on their lives and they get talked to any kind of way, and that wrestler's just like, you know what? Get the fuck out of here. Like, that's it. If you would just stop acting like a delicate fucking flower and tell people to fuck off, you probably get a little more respect. Or you can do like Stephanie McMahon. Yeah, got to bring her in here and keep it directly to what you're doing. Just keep your Twitter. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. Post pictures of you doing, late night crunches with your big ass mastiff, and hug your husband and smile and keep it pushing. Or you can hire someone to run your Twitter. But what you're not going to be able to keep doing, Brandi, is avoiding your job. You're a chief branding officer. Your job is to make me want to be a part of AEW in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And the dolls and the sensory stuff is cool, but that's not moving me. I came here to watch wrestling, and I'm not getting what I want. At least not at the women anyway. So once again, Brandi needs to figure out how she is going to navigate social media and what this AEW Heels is really all about. Because if you got bitches in there putting hashtag broke bitches because they can't get in this exclusive fan club, then you're a hypocrite and the worst kind because you're a black woman, and that's what you're trying to avoid. I'm not saying she's trying to avoid her blackness and she don't want to be black. I didn't say that. I said she don't want that. That is what is. She don't want what is expected of black women when we are in a position of power. That's it. Brandi just wants to be a woman. But unfortunately, Brandi, you're in America and you can't just be a woman. You are a black woman who happens to be married to a white man. And you made it clear that you had to tell this white man, if you don't see my color, then you don't see me. So you can't walk around and act like you're just a woman when you just told your husband to see you as a black woman. And people are going to interact with you as a black woman before they see you just as a woman, because the default is white. And you are in a wrestling community that is racist, sexist, ageist, hateful, you name it, they're there. They don't understand Leo Rush. They don't understand ACH. They don't get Hulk Hogan. They don't understand fucking Velveteen Dreams character. They don't get shit except for stone cold white men being white and doing white people shit. And if you come out of that, if you come out of that mold and do something different, it's like, what? Whoa, wait a minute. What's going on? Listen to somebody like Booker T, you understand what I'm saying. So I'm gonna leave it on this. AEW Heels is Brandi's way of getting a little bit of cover and relief from you all in the wrestling community. She made herself a safe space. And if you want to join into her safe space, you pay $50 a year and you can come join it. And that's as simple as that. That's the simple. Brandi is making access to her less, and you got more access to WWE superstars than you got of Brandi Rhodes. Think about that. Because WWE is still the granddaddy of them all. That's still the pinnacle. And you gonna get more access to someone like Bianca Belair than you will Brandi Rhodes, who's the chief operating officer. I suggest Brandi make a sneak phone call to Stephanie and say, what the fuck are you doing? And how do you navigate this new world that we're in? Because I can't handle it as a black woman. I just want to be a woman. And I don't want to sit here and have to keep explaining to people that, as a black woman, boo, 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 boo. I just want to be a woman, and I just want to focus on what I'm focusing on. And that's going to always put Brandi Rhodes in a fucked up position because she ain't ready to have these conversations. And like I said, I asked her, and this bitch said some weird shit and then start talking about pizza on her live on Instagram. And I'm sitting there like, I say, so you really finna like ignore a valid fucking question about wrestling to talk about fucking pizza? Are we for real? Like let's be here. Let's be honest. These bitches ain't about to be in AEW heels for an hour talking about. Well, let me tell you, back in 1964, when Mae Young was wrestling, like dudes when they be talking about stats from the 50s about football and baseball, they not finna have them type of deep ass discussions. They're gonna be talking about cocktails, her little show on YouTube, cocktails with Brandi, and she want to talk about what's in her closet. This is the bullshit she was talking about on her lives on Instagram. So she needs to understand who her audience is, because the ones that like wrestling, we're pushing 40. I like pizza, but I ain't about to sit here and talk to you about no fucking pizza. You understand? So again, AEW heels, it's Brandi Rhodes' safe space. Do you agree? Would you pay $50 a year for whatever she's giving you? Because she ain't giving you much. I'm just be completely honest about it. You're not getting much. You're not. Even if it wasn't a pandemic, you all y'all doing is coming together virtually. That's it. And then when you get off, you ain't got nothing to watch because there ain't no fucking. The women's division is non-existent. Let me know what you think in the comments about Brandi Rhodes, about AEW heels. She needs to change some things. She needs to add some tiers. She needs to be inclusive financially. Don't turn this into a class-based situation because it's going to backfire on your ass. Especially since you are a black woman. Okay, Brandi? All right, y'all. This is Wrestling Color Podcast. Let me know what you think in the comments. Bye!